Andrés, we've come to the conclusion.
Incredible. What a day.
I'm curious. What's on your mind right now? What are you feeling? What's a hard truth that's on your mind, or a path forward? What's an idea you learned that you're reflecting on?
Okay, my first idea is I don't know how you are awake still after so many days of working, and we are in such different time zones. So I'm glad. For first, I want to say thank you, Evan and Heather, for the great, like work and the generous investing of your time and efforts to do this. Also to our advisors and everyone who has made this incredible thing. And as you were saying, we have been preparing this for so long, and we had like these bullet points in terms of what we should talk about when we close. And I was thinking about Emil, and what would I tell him if I could, right? About what happened between 2022 and this day. And so many stories, so many colleagues, so many experiences around not only Colombia, but today, basically traveling through these conversations and these very intimate conversations that we had today. So for me, it's basically, like the hard truth that I think it's like most important for me is basically that I don't know, as Emil taught me, we are kind of wrong when we think hope is something that is naive. Why? The hard truth is that even though we're gonna go back home and click on the news and we're gonna see the same mess that is going on around, I spent these hours hearing these incredible humans telling these stories. So these stories that are true, have factual evidence, and are proposing these crazy ideas that I saw, about technology, how we can use technology and peace tech, for example. I hadn't thought about that. So my hard truth here is not hard. It's hard against the stream. And I think again that we need to pull through and move forward, and this intersection between science, participation, and I said friendship also, because I think this is built among friends. So for me, that's my takeaway. And again, I'm moved and I'm happy. And again, with you and with Heather. And it's been a long day, but I think it was worth. And I will tell that to Emil if I could.
That's lovely, and I really appreciate that. And my reflection is, about 3 or 4 years ago, I got this email from this guy Andrés, out of nowhere. Hey, come to Colombia. And the event was happening in like 5 days or something. And I was like, I don't think I can make it this time, but let's talk about next year. And since then, I think Andrés has done an amazing job at Neuropaz of bringing together a really diverse set of scholars. And I think continuing the spirit of Emil, who had an amazing set of collaborators when he was working. And so continuing that path of bringing this amazing audience together, amazing speakers together, and people who are willing to, I think, speak the hard truths while keeping their eye on paths forward, I think has been amazing over the past few years. And I'm really glad we were able to make it a global event this time around. So I have notes spread all over my desk that I couldn't organize during the day as I was backstage. But so much to think about in the days going forward, and so much to be grateful for today as we talked about something that is very difficult. But I really appreciated what everyone brought to the conversation today. And I do want to make sure we thank a few people. Andrés was already doing a great job of it. Of course, we want to thank President Santos for being our honoree today. And we want to thank our advisors who you all saw: Nessa, Josh, Marika, and Britt. Andrés, of course, we need to give you a thank you, because you are the person who connected all of us together at one point or another, and we've all benefited from your energy and just, I think, perpetual perseverance and kind of willingness to make stuff happen. So thank you. And behind the scenes, Heather was getting everybody into the green rooms today and making sure the tech worked. So thank you, Heather, for all that work. And she's been doing tons and tons of organizing behind the scenes to make the event possible. And Anna has been doing the same thing on the side for the Neuropaz organization. So thank you to them. And of course, you were just did a lovely memory of Emil, to which this event is dedicated, and his family shared some of these photos of him, which were their favorites. So thank you again to everyone for being here. Thank you to Andrés. And Andrés, I'll give you the final sign off.
Thank you, Evan. So basically, people were wondering if they can retrieve the
Yes.
the recording. So everyone who has registered is able to do that. I don't know, Evan, if people can also register in the next days in order to be able to access it, or I don't know, maybe we can post that on the webpage. So and secondly, again, I think this excess of enthusiasm that started this thing was because not only the injection of I believe like excitement that Emil brought to my life, but specifically I think is like the opportunity to build bridges in a broken world. And I think, and this just to put that out there, this idea is wherever you are, because we know that we have 80 countries involved here today, people from all over the world. Let's get our heads together on how we can start like these small venues, or maybe do different, I don't know, new workshops or whatever. So let's be creative, sky's the limit, and let's do it, because that's how we started. And again, thank you so much for making this happen. This is an unforgettable day, and having all of my heroes here together. Some of them didn't appear today on the program, but they're gonna appear in the next days. Evan and Heather are planning a special issue that I think would be great to have a lot of people contributing, and the thoughts, especially for people who have been participating throughout the day as part of the audience. It would be great if you want, just to shoot us an email with some of your thoughts that we can portray on that special issue. So that's everything I have to say. Just being thankful and remembering that the world is not the news. I know the news are terrible, but I think these hours were really nutritious and, repairing for me. So thank you so much.
Yes, I'll second that. And I appreciate you reminding me of some of the practical considerations. If the recording will be shared with everyone who registered, because it's a very long recording, we'll see how long it takes to get it out, but we'll do it as soon as we can. We'll also try and share some resources and some ways to stay engaged and stay involved. Of course, you can follow Andrés on LinkedIn, where he posts the updates about Neuropaz. On behavioral scientist side, please sign up for our newsletter. That's the way to kind of stay engaged with the magazine. And so keep an eye out. You can stay engaged that way, and keep an eye out for follow-up emails post the event, so we can kind of keep the momentum going. So thank you again to all our speakers. Thank you again to all our panelists. Thank you again to all of our advisors. Thank you again, everyone, for being here. And a big thank you as we close out Neuropaz 2026. Lots of hard truths, lots of paths forward, and let's walk them together.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.